Good morning, everybody. Well, a good inflation number in the market's not excited. So it would seem so far, on the shorter time frames anyway. Well, we'll see what today ends the day. And that's just been a grinder this week. You can see we're looking at the S&P futures here, and you can see day to day. It's been a ping pong. Usually, ping pong since it bounces back and forth off of support and resistance, but buyers have been stepping up on the dips. You can see a little bottoming tail bar, a little bottoming tail bar. And yesterday morning, I said if it closed positively, looking pretty much like that, it should go higher and potentially new highs. That's certainly in question after this reaction to this news this morning, but the trend is still up. We'll see how it goes after the open. Of course, bar by bar analysis, where does it close the day? Just because it's down like this, we'll see, does it violate these pivots down here on this support at the 15-minute? So anytime we see pivot areas, pivot lows, prices come down, our expectation is that there's going to be buyers there. That's just the mechanics of how things work. What was, a support area retested, there should be again. And then, where's the next one and the next one? And if they're very far apart, like here, that's your void area. So if prices come down as they are right here, we anticipate that buyers will begin to step up. We look at the smaller time frames. We see, is there any evidence of that actually happening? And we do, to a certain extent. The momentum is slowing, small candle bodies. And we'll see if it turns or not. This is putting an alert. Let me get rid of that there. So again, does it bounce back up? Does it stay green on the day? By the looks of, there's 7 minutes to go in this bar right now, as it's coming down to that level. And if it was to look like that at the end of that time period, that would suggest it's unlikely it's going to hold and would move down to a next level. So in the end, okay, intraday trading, fine, we'll do it. But as far as the swing trading goes, while this is, just looking at this futures chart, it suggests it's going to go higher unless it closes below a prior day's low or even gets down to it. And we'll see the reaction if it does. But right now, it's based on how this is been trading this week. I'm just looking at, these closing prices right there. I was kind of eyeballing this, these green bars, those closing prices are right in the same area. So let's just put it on the other charts and see what it looks like there. All right. So down around here, this is the futures. We'll look at the S&Ps. But so if it was to break there, I guess this would be, it's in the middle of nowhere in reality. And put that, well, let's get rid of this one. Okay, that's down here. There's a little nothing there, but you can see momentum is beginning to pick up again here as it comes down to, that next pivot right there. So a negative reaction. The news was, you would think, what would be liked with this, whatever it was, PCE dropping considerably. Where's my chart there? Okay. You can see it here. Is what they call the Fed's favorite gauge right there. Well, the consensus was 1%, so it came in at 1%. And the previous was 3%. It's a big drop, but they were anticipating that, so I guess no surprise. And market flipped up and came right back in again. All right. Well, so a little buying stepping up there. As it gets closer to that pivot, little bottoming tail bar. All right, let's look at other markets. NASDAQ, similar thing, drop up and down. We'll see where it holds or not. Again, trend is up. Resting period. What's going on right now? As things just chop back and forth. Of course, at the end of the week, we're going to be interested to see where this weekly bar ends. There's the Dow. It's a new contract, so it's got this gap in there. Anyway, I'm not going to switch to the continuous. In any event, I guess we covered that this is in a trading range. It's in the middle of the range. A lot of running in place, going nowhere. So there's the Dow chart, bottoming tail bar, and there's the trading range running in place. Transports, some strength there. It's somewhat encouraging that it was able to retrace all the way back up to that pivot. We'll see what it does today. Still grinding down on the weekly, and now here it's neutral. So misalignment of time frames now. We'll see if this continues to strengthen or not. And Russell futures still looking pretty darn good. It's still just a trading range, as you can see. Just more running in place. Not much going on there. Bitcoin looks like a wide range bar ending, which it is for the moment on the support, but hasn't been able to bounce at all. So more going nowhere overall. And gold running in place, doing nothing. Silver, just a grind down and just a wide, whippy downward angle of retracement there. We'll see this weekly if it closes with a bottoming tail bar. This would be encouraging for a move higher. We'll see how that shapes up for today. Crude oil continues its slow sideways grind after that significant move. Hey, what do we got here? Another, we kind of make fun of these golden crosses and death crosses. That's what I have marked here, back here where we talked about the 50 crossing above the 200 on crude oil. And it happened right at the top. And over here, you got what's called the death cross, the 50 crossing under the 200, and after this short move. So, these moving average crossovers that are talked about, if it happens, it's just a bad guide. Put it that way, just a very, very bad guide. If something like that was to happen, let me scrunch that up so we can get a 200 on here. That's the way e-signal does it. You gotta work to load it up. You can see here another death cross right at the low, and then over here at the high. So I thought maybe if we find one where it was going sideways for a while, and that's really the essence of coming out of a bottom and looking at moving average crossovers, like here the 20 getting above the 50. If it goes sideways long enough for the longer term moving average to come down and flatten out, and then the shorter gets above it, you've got something there. But as always, you can just see the same thing just by looking at the price action. All right. So still a slight gap up. Looking at the spiders here, little gap up above this consolidation. So somewhat bullish. It gave back all of that, but let's see if buyers want to step up on these pivots here. What was resistance should become support. The trend is up. Trend is up, slowing momentum. Just comes down there. You can see the crosshairs there on top of that area where it's coming down from, where buyers should materialize, and we'll see how strong they are or not. So with all of this congestion there, I don't know what would be the motivation for sellers to start hitting the bid so aggressively, other than if they can't lift it up here for a half hour or so off of this support. That might happen, and we get a red bar at the end of the day. So we're in waiting mode. That's been the theme this week, where things have just been chopping sideways. You got this topping tail bar that didn't follow through. And then, these holding days making this bottom suggests it should go up. So now is going to be the real test for buyers to prove they're buying the dip here. Wasn't just foolish to do. But hey, right now, we'll give it the benefit of the doubt because the trend is up. Exactly, Roberto. And we're finding individual stocks. When things line up, it's much easier. But hey, day to day, we'll do what we can do. Qs as a grind higher. So again, does it continue higher? Does this selling continue? Does this become an M top? Even with a lower high or so essentially we're in waiting mode here, from the daily time frame. You had prices accelerate. This meets the criteria of an M top if that happens, a very shallow retracement, which we define as less than 40%, and then a retest of that area. And we'll see if it does or not. We have nothing to go on here. Talked about that yesterday and the day before. So from this time frame, we're waiting to see something. IWM, we saw that was up here, gapping up into some mess to the left, but these pivots were resistance, and now it's above that, so that's encouraging. Drag that down there. SPX, let me just check these numbers. They're moving around a lot. 45, 5, and 5, okay. So again, because things were going nowhere last 3 days, no numbers even become close. You just don't know. I said yesterday, at some point, something's going to give here, and that spring is going to let go. And you better be watching. Can't be right. 55.35. That ain't going there. That is not going there today. That is from that initial move up. And I'm surprised that they haven't adjusted it down. It was 45 initially before the news. I'm surprised it hasn't come down more than that. So let me just go back and look at SPY. You see it's stabilizing on top of those pivots. So it's gapping up a little bit. And the enthusiasm of these options prices up there. Well, you can tell I'm surprised that it's as high as it is. And with that reaction this morning, so far, I would say it ain't going up there. And you have other economic news coming out. You should be aware. Chicago PMI at 945. And consumer sentiment at 10 o'clock, 5-year expectation. So, you got some stuff coming out here. It's not highlighted in red with this website says, okay, this is the most important stuff, but this could move things. So keep that in your mind. Interest rates are down a little bit, grinding down again, bottom of the wide range bar, part of our factory work. We get a wide range bar, we mark off the middle of it. Do prices stay in the lower half, the open and close? So far they have that, supporting a bias that they'll go lower. So that has been a good thing in the past. Markets have liked that. Now the markets are kind of on the fence as to do they really like it or not. Yeah, here. Look at Bitcoin. Ah, we talked about this index. It actually broke out yesterday. And it's got the next, resistance area there. But, looking at this is what, you want to do when you see an index that is doing well is go and look at, pull up the index and, and then start scanning through the stocks within it and seeing what's doing well, what's not doing well, maybe what's got a wide range bar yesterday. So there are things in there that are coming off of lows. You may want to take a look through that since this has moved up nicely. Yeah, Dan mentioned yesterday this hack. So I think this pattern is something, Dan, if it's we should buy this on a dip today, and a wide range bar, go back to the factory work. Now, if this dips down, same story. What was resistance becomes support. It's beyond what's directly to the left. But look, any pullback into the middle of that bar, we should look to buy it. And we'll see if it closes up there and if it can continue higher. And so, and then another question that comes up a lot as to, looking to the left. And so part of this has been tested a little bit. And then you've got this area there that kind of pushed into that. And you've got a dip down and 100% retracement and a pullback, shallow pullback. And now this wide range bar. So that looks pretty darn good to be able to go higher. All right. Yeah. So again, the stock pickers market, internet top of the range, not as encouraging. And again, we'll see what NVIDIA does, what tech does today, whether these are able to close here, back down again. And we'll see where we go from here. All yours, Dan.
Good morning. Happy 0DTE day. And yeah, we've been doing a great job all week finding things that are better than the broader markets. And the FANGs we've been trading the last couple of days. But overall, I have to say, I have the least amount of items to watch today than I did earlier in the week. Just harder to find quality stuff. Let's see, alarms going off. So Meta, we're long stock. My up alarm went off. I said, let's move stuff under this pivot right there. And it's pulling in a little bit with the cues retracing. Yeah, what a disaster that was last night. I love Joe Kernan. He and I have the same personality, but he's excellent. He was talking to this Coombs guy head of the Democrat, whatever. And he just gave the glowing review, like nothing's ever wrong. And then and then Joe Kernan finishes it. He says, okay, so if I ever totally screw up anything in the world, I'm gonna let you be my spokesman. He says, it doesn't matter what happened, you're just gonna give a glowing report. It was funny. All right, Raul asking about LDOS, yesterday's high. Sure, I actually had this. Raul, as a 1, 2, 3 on this day, and it was a gap and go. And so I canceled it because it moved too much in the first 5 minutes. But yeah, now we have a buy setup on minor support. It says it's gapping here to 148. I have this NXT in my other computer, so let me put LDOS there. And then NMIH trades a little spottier, but sure, yeah, it's a buy setup. rising 2050, minor support, bullish weekly, monthly, sure. Light, a little bit lighter volume. All right, so those are our two FANG stocks. Tesla is holding the best here pre-market. It did not retrace. This was a 1, 2, 3. We also did a put spread on this day. Could have done a directional too. Look at that. I mean, this is a big old bottoming pattern. It's Wednesday's MT live, and it's kind of an inverse head and shoulder with a slightly lower right shoulder. But you got a beautiful 180 here and then gap breakout going sideways, void. So yeah, Tesla looks great. Apple, strong, but grinder. Microsoft was grinding higher yesterday, but I don't like little grinders like that other than just day trading myself. And Netflix, I haven't done a thing with all week. All right, those are all. Oh, Goldman alarm. Okay, good. Goldman's gapping up. We had a put spread that we put on at 3 days ago, went against us, and hope I said try to get out break even. We tried at the open. Let's let spreads tighten. We have the 450, 445 that expires today. Earnings here, the only one of significance, Nike. Now we have a condor on this, so we did it. If you did it, I'm in it. Obviously, as of right now, it's it's horrible. There's nothing I can say, but we are hedged. So we did. Let's see, which ones did I do? I forget. All right, so we shorted the 85 puts. I mean, look, it's off the chart, 85. This is 87 down here. So we did it $2 lower, and we did the 104 way the heck up here call spread. We did $2 wide, took in 72 cents. So we, in essence, you're risking 2 to make 1. And we're going to be at max loss, but I would take that bet every single day, risking 2 to make 1. But this is just a monster ugly gap. The expected move was 530. So this thing is just getting killed. And that's, so this one didn't work. So how I'm going to manage it is, I don't know. I'll tell you when I see it. You can either do nothing, take your 2 to 1 loss. This would be on my list as a big old negative gap, 30-minute high. I'll sell a put spread. See if I can take in some more premium to lower the loss. Another option is if you get an intraday setup, we can leg out of the put spread. So that's how I'm going to manage that. HCA closing breakout yesterday. That's on my list. HE just gave me TPC. I set an alarm 2210. I like your Texas Roadhouse here a lot, HE. It's in a trading range, a month-long or 6-week trading range, and now I have a closing breakout. So that looks fantastic. LDOS we looked at. Crowd. Yeah, good sector. Good sector. We'll let it stabilize a little bit. What's that one, Alex? We did a put spread on one of these stocks yesterday, and we took our money in one day. I forget. STX. Uptrend, engulfing bar. This could be a day trade, or I think I looked for put spread. There was no juice. Knee, inverse head and shoulder breakout. Let me set an alarm 7410. So even though it gapped down to create the head, I view these 100% the same. If this was a fluid move down and a fluid move back up, I treat them the same. If not, even better. I think I like these better because it's a bearish gap negated. So it's more of a shock pattern than just, a downside shakeout. It doesn't have a huge void, but we got a buy set up on the weekly also. Wheat. Wheat is obviously a wheat ETF. It's a Climo, Climo daily, weekly, major support. I just don't know about the reward to risk. I think target could be this 200, but your stuff has to be minimum yesterday's low. But it's an idea. UNH and home. Yeah, yeah, it's sloppy. UNH hum. Hum is better. The A/B test, Patrick, so it's above the 20. Bullish weekly, bullish monthly, 180 reversal. This looks a lot better. Steve, I even reminded you. Remember I was giving Sam a hard time yesterday, asking him what he's gonna do at 9 p.m. Eastern last night. So yeah, both those look good, Steve. Patrick, I like this one better. I just put it in the thumbnail. All right, NXT I posted. Climactic buy setup on support, 180 reversal, gapping up. Let's watch this into the gap. Pullback. Futures not holding here, so the Q's reversal pre-market failed. So that suggests a little bit more weakness at the open. Yeah, no rush to get in, but I like Wednesday's closing breakout. AI, nice reversal yesterday. Finally, closing breakout from this multi-bar turn, gapped up, coming in. This could be a great day trade if it sets up. Infin, I think had earnings, but gap's too big. Cross, another nasty gap down. Let's just see where it wants to stabilize. Put that in the window. Trump here, I'm assuming it's up on the positive debate. And my guess was the market was up because of the debate also, that they favored the Trump policies, but that's just a speculation. Because I don't know what else, why were the markets in a giddy mood before the PCE number even? I don't know. Yeah, it's a 1, 2, 3, 4. It's an all-time high. It's worth watching. That's ready for a bounce. Well, but it's gapping down actually. So you can set an alarm at 1,000 and see if it recovers. Wow, I remember this. This is that synthetic wood for docks and pools. I remember this thing being, $150. Now it went up to 1,100. Incredible. HEO, made a higher high, higher low, 180 reversal at the 200. Extended 15, but long watch. SRE alarm. By 5-minute high on that. Wait, no, that was an early alarm. My bad. The entry is 76.59. My bad. $76.59. Let me reset it. So yeah, we're coming in a little. Yeah, I mentioned Google. Um, all right, Amazon is stopping out. Go ahead and take it. We're long stock. No, we're not. I keep mixing this up. We're in
And Goldman is up 250, 450. If you want to close it.
well, I got it in my computer here to look at the debit, and it's still $1.65 midpoint right now. So it's still a loss. So you tell me what you think, how to manage it. And it's
Above yesterday's resistance. So I don't know. If
yeah,
it's
I posted try to get out break even and move stuff 30-minute low. That's the current management.
Mhm.
All right, this NXT is coming in hard, so let's hold off because I don't like the way, when I buy pullbacks from gaps, I want them to be controlled. All right. Well, it's still fine. Let's just let it, 5-minute high would be fine actually. So let me change that. And if it stabilizes, we can get a different entry, 49.87. All right, so there, I'm putting it back on the table. Let's see. All right, Goldman midpoint now $1.27. So that makes that 1-to-1 loss. So it's the melting ice cube today. If it were just to go sideways, we make full profit. If it continues to rally, then I hope to, I'll take a scratch on a AXP up. Oh man, Greg, AXP is ripping here.
see the Dow is ripping higher. It's got a void.
Yeah, what the heck's doing that? Our Disney, we're out break even finally. I've been trying to get us out break even for 4 days. So we're out of this dog. It's a bottoming pattern that just doesn't want to go. So I'll kill it. I mean, it could be the time to go now. I just don't like that tail on from Tuesday. So I don't like. So we are done with you, Disney. All right, Meta, I moved up 516. All right, so we're out of Meta at a nice gain, 516.68. We were long stock. And Google, I said move stop 5-minute low because I think I tightened the stop once it gapped up pre-markets.
Only a big switch in Dow going up, Russell going up, and the Qs are just sitting here, but they may play some catch up. Semiconductors are starting to move up a little.
All right, we still made 850 on Meta. Take it. Your LDOS looking good there, Aichi. Aichi TPC alarm. That's yours. I wrote it down. Alarm went off. All right, AXP, our stop was 232.52. All right, let's get out on this pullback instead here. Cat. All right, cat's not working. We had a call spread on cat, up alarm. We have a 335. NXT triggering. Yeah, not triggered. Yeah, yeah, looks good. I mean, you can do it, start with day trade, hold some if it closes well. It's zero DTE day also. Tesla's the best FANG today. Look at that thing ripping. All right, zero DTE would be 800. 5 cents by $1.45. I don't think so, homie. All right, I'm watching this. It's a Nike that I'm in, but nothing to do because can't do anything unless I have a bias. All right, Trump here, I'm not doing anything with. Let me put Nike here so I can watch it. Yes, that's correct, Patrick. All right, those are all my alarms going off. Let me check opens. Oh, Google, I said 5-minute low. All right, so that did take out 5-minute low. Well, let's just move it days low now. 182.81. This one expires next week, so we still have time, but don't like the relative weakness here. Yeah, but there's still no pattern. Whoa, MGM 43.52. All right, Goldman, we should be out now. No, it's 92. Wow. Still not profit, still not break even yet. It's sloppy, but fine. Maybe a good put spread, 0 DTE, 157.50. 8 cents, no juice. But it trades wackier than so many other cleaner semis. NRG, we're short puts, PSX, long stock, still can't get out of the way. T2, long calls for next week. USM, long stock. Not doing better. Wow, I didn't know this was so spotty. Let's move stop here under this igniting bar, 55.11. SPX. That's a beast. Wow. That's a beast. Maybe 30-minute high, Patrick. You would have a 1, 2, 3. It's HCA gave it up. So I'm glad we didn't enter them. How's your Texas Roadhouse doing? Coming in here, see if it can stabilize right here. I'll check puts too. There's no weeklies, and there's spreading. But Humana ripped, but ripped too much. Wow. My guess is that some of these things are moving on the presidential debate. They're already starting to anticipate, I guess, Trump's policies as it affects fundamentals. That is my guess. But I could be totally wrong. There could be other news in the sector. Look at UPS, it's severely underperforming FedEx. Yeah, that's not bad. Good ping. That's Chinese though, right? An alarm there at Wednesday sign. Oh, this res coming back. We're in this ETF letter. No, I didn't know you were in it. All right. A Z. All right, I got everything updated now. Cat not looking good at all. Oh, it stopped. 332.72. 335, 340. I think you got him right. What a dog. Where the heck? That is nasty. This must have been the last earnings and the last earnings here. Wow, look at these earnings gaps. Man, this thing's almost cut in half. I'm surprised the Dow is holding up this well. I know it's just one stock, but still. I'm trying to see what's up. Cat up 450 is an expensive stock, and as you know, it's price weighted, so that's obviously part of it. And UNH, there you go. That's the reason. UNH and Cat are dwarfing the pain from a $77 Nike. That answers it. That was a nice 1, 2, 3. Let's see if it can stabilize. Heck, was not pulling in. Yeah, Greg, I mentioned this one to you yesterday. It looked great in the morning and then it just kept going. Oh, X I had here is a 1, 2, 3. Look at this. That ain't bad. Bottoming pattern. See, this is a bottoming pattern, but it's, a little different than many of the other ones we showed you on Wednesday. The 36.5 puts for today, 5 cents by 224. Are you effing kidding me? These spreads are ludicrous. Man, Sam, go look at the spreads for next week. Absolutely effing ridiculous. Crazy on a liquid X. I'm not doing a thing on Nike here, but I want to see how much out of the money puts are going for. Wow, this is weird. They got 79 puts and then it jumps to 75 and 70. That's weird. 75 puts are only 18 cents, so that screws up my desire to do a put spread at the right moment, but still have no pattern to do it anyway. Yeah, Korea, that's right. Thanks. Yeah, to me, this one's more of a put spread. Let's see if there's anything at 101. 101 next week, 30 by 45, man. AD line went up to 1500 today. Now it's cut in half, even though the market pretty much stayed strong. That coin, we did a put spread yesterday. It's holding. Actually, that could be a put spread idea for the weekend letter. See how it closes. Carvana kept going. I wonder if Roger held some. Remember, he's holding out for 140. WDC, STX's cousin. Strange pattern, but over 77.50 would be a put spread. You got that gap negated. I think it was earnings yesterday, but I'm not sure. 74 puts for next week. No juice, 27.48. Well, Tesla is the beast today. Yeah. I sure wish we bought that directional. Alex, remember on this day into the close, you asked me, what do you think about taking a lot? And I said, absolutely. Yeah, start nibbling. If you did that, that paid off beautifully. It just made sense. It's like, yeah, no, good job. Delta's coming in hard, so no interest in that anymore. SRE, I have posted. Airbnb over yesterday's high as a put spread. $188. USM up alarm. Let's move stop days low now and trail 56.23. Yeah, that's bottoming pattern. But yeah, higher high, higher low, flatten 20. Like Nike making a new low. I guarantee you their CEO is not having a good day. Having to get up there on the television and explain himself. But yeah, target a bottoming pattern. It's kind of a good multiple time frame. So daily bottoming pattern, weekly downtrend, monthly buy setup. So in the monthly, this could be a home run entry over the month's time if you were trading that time frame. Now Q's back to the pre-market high. And our Google stop held for now. Let's see what the midpoint is. 80s. So it's, yeah, we've left some money on the table. Remember this hut yesterday? I was talking about the Climo selling those 19 call spreads that would have worked, or maybe they're 18s. Yeah, the 1819 was 20 cents when I looked at it at the time. Wheat, if it closes like this, will be a 1, 2, 3. Echo. Yeah, yeah, I like that. Now, it's moved a lot on the 15, but it hasn't moved a lot on the daily. I'm just saying that in terms of you might get a pullback is all, but yeah, it looks great. Wow, this one's always spready, but let me check 0 DTE. 1575. No, hey, Intel dog is even getting a bid. All the billions of dollars Biden's given this company, and look at it. Airbnb triggered. Let's see what the juice bar is. Check the juice. $149. Midpoint is 60 right now, and I went at 75, so we're not going to get filled unless we get a pullback. Yeah, SMA. Remember yesterday I said I didn't know which way this was going to break. Small little bear flag to go lower, and then as of right now, the Bulls obviously won. And this is a big enough move. I think it's going to hold for the day. So we could look for more exposure in this sector. Video. Let me check 0 DTE. 23. 8 cents. Crazy. SMCI. That's usually spready though. Mister doing nothing. Hood, a mess. RCL you mentioned. Took out the high. Looks good. Wow, this was an earnings day. CCL. Remember I mentioned the monthly buy setup. AI moved up, but nothing to do now. STX moving up. There's no choose. X look good. It's too late now. Workday is underperforming right now, but if it closes like this, I like it. Target 230. I'll set an alarm 224. Press got annihilated. Right out of Goldman break even. What is Crust? Foreign company. It's a nasty gap though. Has no options. Kira Sushi USA. Never heard of that. AD line stabilized. Yields rising here for some reason. And bios doing nothing. Semis and banks moving today. Hey, regionals took off. Regional banks made the turn. HYG is strong. That's high yield debt. Wow, Greg, look at daily, weekly, monthly HYG. That's risk on.
Well, if it's going to continue higher, that would suggest the market's going to go higher.
Right, right,
It moves.
right.
We'll
Remember,
wait to see what it does later in the day.
SRH, I wanted to sell puts yesterday, but too spready, but you can see that gap worked. That's Wayfarer cousin. Looks horrible. William Sonoma, horrible. Wow, this would be a closing new high. Wow. And they are powering. The hourly is an igniting breakout across the board on the horsemen. I guess they like. Yeah, looks good. I guess they like Trump's policies. I think he's going to win. So, what's your all prediction of who they're going to replace Biden with? Greg's pins alarm. We talked about entering early, but I'll wait. I have zero idea myself. The problem, I mean, Newsom's a pretty boy who can talk, but his policies are horrible. I mean, California is a shit show, but he can talk. Hillary, I think, has done too much damage. Neil, I'd bet against that for sure. Not saying you're wrong, but I'm saying I will bet against it. That's what I said. So what are they going to do with this Harris lady, Kamala? She's a disaster too. All right, so actually, your Texas Roadhouse here doing nice. I was watching, this turn right here, and it worked. Greg, you want to sell strength of Google here or keep stop days low?
Take the money. I think it got downgraded today. So there was some negative comment on it.
Yeah, it was a pre-market. It was not acting right. All right, let's sell it right here, 352. We have a call debit spread. Man, I actually felt sorry for Biden. His first sentence is like, I felt sorry for him. He looked, pumped up on drugs. He looked like a robot, totally lost, didn't know what he was saying. Man. And that is the president of the most powerful country in the world. But I don't want to stir people up, so I'll leave it at that. Yeah, his wife had to, yeah, like he was in a nursing home. I know. It's that's that's it. It is what it is. Um, we'll just see what happens day by day. Yeah, Patrick, I said Qs were at all-time highs right there. That's did spiders do it too? Yep, yep. They both made all-time highs. Let's see where they close.
KEX. It's in the transport index. It it's a little thin intraday, but looks like it's going to go higher. Nice rounding bottom. Look at the red bar in the middle of the.
Yeah, it was actually on my list the other day, and I took it off the list. Took it off the list yesterday in the deep retracement.
Hasn't broken a per day's low. Keep buying the dip. Looks like it's going to go higher. Put a stop under yesterday's low. USM keeps marching higher slowly.
And why is that, Patrick? Okay, all right. I didn't know if you're talking chart pattern, but that makes sense. Oh yeah, we could go on and on. Yeah, I remember. And don't forget Sears. Sears was the leader back then. Yeah, Sears and Kmart is what I grew up with in their respective expertise. All I did at Sears was buy tools. That's what they were known for. And maybe at the time, appliances. You remember that at Sears? They had a good appliance section before these appliance superstores came out. But I'd never buy clothes at Sears. They just had hodgepodge of stuff that they offered. But tools, that's what they were known for, in my opinion. MPC can't get going. Yeah, transport's ripping here. Oh, transport's. Oh, yeah, there's not a good enough target for the ETF letter because we need bullish weekly too for the ETF, but for swing trade, that's a nice bottom. And I already checked put spread. There's no weeklies. That's NXT. It's acting squirrely. Semi's up almost 7. Yep, semi's having a great day. Yeah, it's working well, sure. Workday alarm. Greg, any interest in this?
Not particularly.
Mhm.
And it's not for, I don't know. I see kind of one, two, three out of the bottom. I don't like bottoms, but for someone that's willing to watch it and update their stops and whatever, I'm not against it, but negative surprises.
Yeah, like I said, I have fewer good picks today than I did throughout the whole week. So if you all have any, I mean, we semis rocked today, so that's I think where the action was. But as of this point in time, market's bullish. I'm open for ideas, but I just am not finding a lot of great patterns myself. Bitcoin at the low. Humana staying strong, but no entry really. Yeah, one of you mentioned that this morning. The continuation, it sure is. I was Zulu Sierra, Alex. I was asking you earlier, what put spread did we do yesterday? But I think Wakely has room. Let me keep an eye on this. I thought that was out a day or two ago, factoring.
Uber shaping up again. Uber, Uber, however you call it. LSTR, maybe put spread down. Got enough of a base.
Uber. Yeah, there was some news, they're fighting with different cities about contractors and
Some state $32 minimum wage for Uber and Lyft drivers.
wow.
That sounds nuts.
How can they pull out one industry and make minimum wage higher than the state minimum wage? That's crazy. But I remember California was also doing that for fast food workers. They're like, oh, let's make you all earn more. Yeah, the spreads are crazy on this, but yeah, perfect pattern for it. There's no weeklies though either. Now there's the cousin bounce, but nasty downtrend. Yeah, that's a power 15-minute chart. Uber 71 for next week. Do $2 one. 28 cents for next week. Let's watch it on this market pullback. I couldn't even see support on the daily. Um, what was the COVID low? It's already below this one. Wow, you gotta, oh, down here you're saying, wow. Wow, that's been on a tear. Man, it's $20. Yeah, those are good points. Did they get out of the woke business? Didn't they have a tranny marketing lady for a while? Yeah, me either, Patrick. I think I only did that as a kid. Not a textbook W bottom because it's not a momentum move. So if it's not textbook, I just call it a retest. So, potent reversal and support and now breaking out. So I'm not saying don't trade it. I'm just, talking about the setup. But yeah, short term bottom and look at your two tails on the weekly from a climb up. So you know what I'm doing right now. Checking a put spread for next week. The 152 and a halves are 20 cents. That is nothing. 155s are too tight. Yeah, they're based in Charlotte, where I used to live. Their headquarters was right near my office. But I mentioned X earlier. X having a nice day. Oh, SRE. That's SRE. Is that a real alarm? 7664. Yeah, I triggered. So what do you all think Biden is doing today? They said he was going to go do a speech in North Carolina. Is he going to still do that, or are they going to say that he's sick and have to cancel? I know. That's Clavin. Yeah, another bottoming pattern. Yeah, the sector's bouncing. It's, select materials. Right. Yeah. That looks better than XME. Yeah, I mean, it's a double bottom. Ideally it would have gone up a little more, but yeah, and let's see. Here's your momentum move and retest. I'm not going to even look, but that would be a $65 put spread, but I'm sure the spreads are preposterous. Yep, 0 by 470. 0 by 470. Nice. Yeah, no kidding. Bond yields have been straight up all day. Market surely hasn't cared so far. All right, 50% pullback here. Spiders cues. Let's see what they do now into the close. But I'm not very active today. Our USM, MGM doing well. Trail mode. This was a great continuation pattern. It broke out for a little bear sandwich, price void. I said you could have added over that high, and that ad worked well. That's it for me for now. Any questions before I hit the gym?
And we know it was due today. I thought maybe you had information as to their decision.
Well, that's what he's saying, updating it. So yeah.
I mean, that's known. So,
Well, I think all he's saying is it was expected the last day or two and maybe today. And I think that's all he's saying is that's a new estimate.
as far as the transports go, the strength, IYT, if this can hold on to the gain, this will be worth a shot that the transports start to outperform since it's more diversified than just the transportation indexes with 20.
Well, I said that earlier that I love this daily, but for our ETF letter, I didn't think that was quality enough void.
Well, I mean, it's certain patterns suggest it'll go through it. Doesn't mean it won't stall.
So you want it for the ETF letter?
I want to see how it if it closes well.
Right, right.
You see, the markets are almost giving back a decent amount.
I
Buyers
agree.
should start stepping up here if they're going to do it.
I agree.
I put my charts up here. Anybody's interested? Anything you want to look at, let me know. This is already pulled back further than it should have, but the schizo market could turn around. We'll see. And these cues close with this topping tail bar. We always have to see confirmation that it follows through next week, but that would be an initial pretty strong indication of an M top. Is next Friday a holiday? Oh, we have 4th of July on Thursday. So what usually happens when we have these Thursday holidays, or is Wednesday the holiday? Thursday's the holiday. Thursday. So what typically happens is that you have activity for the first couple of hours in the morning and then it goes dead. I would say that would probably be our plan. I mean, if we're here, we're here. But I wouldn't expect too much, after 12 o'clock. The XYZ. What is that, Alex? Destiny Tech 100. Truly making a low. That's a huge percentage move in a couple of days. What is it? I mean, I can see Tech 100, just tech stock. Why is it down so much? Pre-IPO companies. So what is this trade based on? Meaning, what moves it? Is this like a speculation that IPOs are going to start doing better? This price action? I mean, it spiked up and came down so hard. Hmm. Without even knowing what it does, just based on the pattern, I would say buy a pullback and maybe stop under yesterday's low and see what happens. Yeah, I can see it now. I got my weekly down here, the lower left. Well, there was almost a tick extreme on that move down, but let's see here. That bar, it didn't quite hit the line there, but it was pretty close. We're going to see if this should stabilize in this area. It'll pull back. It's rare that you miss something moving, that it doesn't give you an entry point better than chasing it. What causes yields to move up? Bond prices going down. Selling bonds, yields go up. Well, big reversal up. TBT, TLT, big reversal down. Now, what makes people sell bonds and yields go up? I don't know. I mean, yields go up, speculation that the economy is improving. The data doesn't suggest that. Increase in inflation. So if lenders believe that inflation is going to increase, they're going to want higher yields to lend money. And what caused it to today, whatever this economic news was, started higher and because technically it was on support. And so at that point, it was like, is it going to break lower? You know, it'll pop back up. You know, think about it just from a trader's mindset. You know, buying down here, it's up here, it's going sideways at resistance. Looks like it's going to go higher, and it starts coming in like that. Start getting hit. This looks, if you're interested in credit spread on SPX, 55.35. It's unlikely to go back above the high of the day significantly. Let's see what's on the downside. We'd want to be below this base. Four. $50. $54.55. Here's TM. I think there's a leveraged one, Hugo, for bonds, leveraged ETF. Maybe that's it. TMF. 20, yeah, three times TMF. Ted Bowman is going to talk at 12 o'clock. And Daly is going to talk at 12:40. I don't know if that means much of anything, but if things start moving around that time, maybe one of them said something. All right.